Yo, it's a new day, and it's the conscious way. Yo, it's a new day, a new day. We've got the tools to free your mind. So come on, it's time to shine. Be a new day. We've got the healing that you want. So come on, create your life with a new day.
You're now listening to A New Day with a New Bay podcast, a podcast about our relationship with self, the collective, and spirit, and how we can become a new being, go beyond us, and have affairs with our side spirit for healing and wellness. I am your host, Khem, ANU, not Key.
And I am Lahoma, JeFaye.
And we are A New Bay. This is season 1, day number 9, entitled, What's the 411 with Intentions? Hashtag, what's your purpose? You like that? You like that? You like that?
I was like, he keep making these executive decisions.
Sometimes you gotta keep it hidden, surprise. I'm sorry. It's cool. It's cool. All right. We went through a whole bunch of stuff in regards to pre-recording. So like some stuff get left out. Like, hey, this is what the title is gonna be. I know you trust that I come up with the dope titles.
Yes.
That you sound too confident in that. Yes.
No, I'm working through trusting. We talked about this. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, I trust. There we go.
Affirm, sister. Affirm. So you can find us, you can find the show on Facebook, IG, and YouTube at A New Day, A New Bay. That's ANEWANUBEY. You can also go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/A New Day, A New Bay. That's ANEWANUBEY. Topics of discussion for today, segment 1, becoming a new being. We're going to talk about these are our intentions. Man, I'm thrilled and I don't know. We do know what we're going to do. And we don't need a part 2 because we are working through and creating in part 1. Boom.
I see how you remix that.
Bring the dad back.
No.
Ain't done that in 2 years. So, I just felt it in my spirit.
Okay. All right.
Segment 2, going beyond self. We're going to talk about New Year's resolutions versus intentions, the difference. Segment 3, affairs with side spirit. We're going to talk about creating rituals. So stay tuned. Be on the lookout for that. So before we get into it, even though we're 3 weeks into the new year, 2022, we had a lot of people that transition. So we wanted to pay our respect, give our condolences, and have a moment of silence I'll run down the list. Did you want to run down the list? You want to go ahead and run down the list?
You talking, go ahead.
Okay, all right. We have Betty White. We have Max Julian, who played the Mac, the Goldie in the Mac. We had Sidney Poitier, Jesse D. What's his name? Portier. Sorry. Forgive me, brother.
No, it's
Forgive
okay.
me. Portier. Sidney Poitier. Jesse D from Force MDs. Is that you got the house? You got the key.
Yeah.
Open up and let me into your heart, baby. You got the key. Shout out to Force MDs. Rest in peace to Jesse D. Rest in peace to Bob Saget, Louis Anderson, Andre Leon Talley from Vogue magazine, and then Ian Alexander Jr., Regina King's son. So we'll give a 10 seconds moment of silence. Ashe.
May they be blessed on their new journey.
Indeed. So segment 1, we're going to kick things off. Segment 1, becoming a new being, talking about these are our intentions. Shout out to Usher. So kick things off. I'll start it off. My themes and intentions. Let me be clear. My themes and intentions going into 2022. So we'll get into this in segment 2, but I'll say this to preface. I pretty much start when the timing, when I feel the shifts need to be made, or I need to add, or I need to revise. So this is a year round thing for me. It's not a wait to the end of the year and it's like, okay, what we're gonna do for 2022. I jump out the window. So these things I've been working on, and some of this goes back to 2016. We'll get into that in a second. But revamping and revising, I pretty much started for 2021. I can go back to like August, September, when I started to build the momentum to where I'm at now. So it's not a cutoff point and start a new cutoff point. It's just a continuation. So my theme and focus, my theme focuses on value, security, and fulfillment. That's been a thing since 2016. I'll give you a brief story. So one of the things that the School of Metaphysics taught me from 2012 to 2014 was, having a clear intentions, desires and intentions. Like, what do you want and why? So this is something that I've been practicing since 2012. So 2016, value, security, and fulfillment have been the focus or the theme each year since. Now, toward the end of 2016, I was in the mindset like, hey, I've value, security, and fulfillment. I've elevated, gotten promotions, making more money, getting 50% off my rent because I work in property management. So the company I was working for, I was getting 50%. I was living at one of the properties that we managed. So I got 50% off my rent. So it's like increase in income, increase in just disposable income, got a new car the year before. So it was just like, I was on the up and up. Felt that I was secure, was fulfilled because I had more flexibility and things of that nature at the job. No longer, can I please go to the bathroom, take a bathroom break? Hey, you were 2 minutes late from your 15-minute lunch or from your 15-minute break. Oh, everyone goes to lunch 30 minutes, be back, or you're going to get written up, that type of thing. So now I'm in a space to where I control pretty much every aspect of my day-to-day. I don't have no one telling me what to do. So toward the end of 2016, I had just gotten promoted into a property manager position. And so I'm like, okay, cool. We did that. We did that for 2016. So 2017, let's shift the focus. What do you want to focus on? What do you need? So I made the shift in my journal, like, okay, this is what we're going to focus on moving forward. And this was around like October, November. So I did the shift in October, November as to the focus. So November, December, end of November, December, pretty much everything came crashing down. So my queen at the time, we broke up in December. We broke it off. I got fired right before Christmas. And then I had to move from the apartment because, that's pretty much the terms of, living on site that, you manage getting a 50% discount and all that. So I had to move by January 1st, 2017. So I pretty much went through a period of like downward spiral, trying to regroup. And then that's when I moved in with Lahoma JeFaye. I was a roommate with Lahoma JeFaye, living in the office space. So it was like, okay, we would go from having my own space, living in an office space, having all my stuff in like one room, no income. I was drawing unemployment, and you already know unemployment, you don't draw the amount of money that you was making. So less money, living in a smaller space, and trying to figure things out. And one of the things that came out of that was like, okay, I can pinpoint and say that, okay, I made the shift. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that was the case, but that's what I'm identifying and saying is the cause that I shifted and threw the energy off But like I said, that's just me. I'm not saying that that's what you should do. You should do what you feel is best for you. So I said, okay, moving forward after that, I said, moving forward, we're going to continue to focus on value, security, and fulfillment. And to this day, we've been focusing on that. Now, under that, the intention is pretty much, it changes, it shifts, whatnot, but the intentions and goals shift to give more. The intentions give more power to the theme, and then the goals underneath that pretty much change once I get something or manifest something. Then you of course cross it off the list, and then we change and say okay, or look for a new set of goals to focus on and begin to materialize. So those change, but the theme stays the same until I feel that I build a stronger foundation, and then the theme will change when that time comes. So it's like giving that a little bit more time to set in, and like I said, build a stronger, solid foundation to where, okay, cool, we have it, we've cemented it, so now the foundation is unshakable. So let's move to the next level and build the next story of the house. So that's an analogy or the visual that I can paint in regards to what I'm trying to say. Hopefully that makes sense. Did that make sense? Okay. So with my intentions, so I'm gonna read some of the intentions that I've set this year. Well, no, take it back. It goes back to after my grandmother transitioned last spring. Hold on, where did I put it?
I have a question for you, by
Yes.
the way, regarding the job when you got fired.
hmm
Was that answered prayer? Like what did you have going on? Had you asked for something leading up to that to where it was like that you getting fired allowed you to move into something else? Like have you been able to really look back in hindsight to process that?
Good question. Well, I know given my most wanted list, which we'll talk about in segment 3, so stay tuned. um, I know off top, like with the relationship, I know like I know specifically I had in there, I want to understand women on a higher level, emotionally and spiritually and mentally. I know that I added that to the list around like July, August. So in regards to what I was going through with my relationship, that was that pretty much completely connected with that, and everything that I ushered in with that set the stage for a lot of the things that I felt at the time I wasn't able to process fast enough or handle or knew how to respond to a lot of the things. Also, I know, I don't think I wrote it down, but I know that it was getting to a point where I was like, oh, I can manage a property. I can manage this property. I was helping out at the property that I got promoted to. So I'm like, I can manage this property, da 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 da. And lo and behold, like a month or two later, I'm managing the property. So that was totally new. Like jumping from an assistant manager to a property manager, totally different. It's not like you just go in there unless you have a strong regional, a strong team behind you, and a strong team working with you. There may be some ease with that, but getting thrown into a property that, the company just took over, the transitioning, from the old company to the new company, things didn't transition over in regards to paperwork in the system, money thrown off, accounts are thrown off. So this is a whole new experience for me. So that coupled with the relationship, things that were coming up in regards to that, there was some fear with this new set of money or amount of money that I was making, and then I'm only paying 50%. I'm getting 50% off my rent, so I'm only paying like $300 a month for my rent, and I'm getting a pay increase, and I'm getting like $1,000 bonuses. So it's just like all this new money that I got. I'm on a different level money wise, but I'm still tied to the old ways of like I'll have like $1,500 in the bank and I've already paid all my bills and I'm about to get paid again in like 3 or 4 days. But then it's like, I don't want to touch that money because, it's like, hey, go buy this. Like, nah, because, I'm still thinking as if I only got like $10 in the bank. So the fear was still there. So it was just like scared to make certain moves. So fear in regards to that, things that were coming up in a relationship and new position, new responsibilities, having to be responsible for sustaining this new property they just took over. Performance wasn't good. So it's like a lot of pressure on me. So that was those are the factors that contributed to the downfall for the most part.
Okay. I don't think I knew those details. I was wondering if it was from a perspective of you had asked for something greater or different. And so then it was like, the universe is like, okay, well, here, let's get you out of this situation to free you up to go over here, in another situation.
Mm-hmm. And then, I was thinking like, I want to make more money because me, that's always like, I'm striving to increase my income. So it's like, I need to make more money. I can be a manager. I want to understand women mentally, emotionally, and spiritually on deeper levels. So it's like, I did ask for all of that. So and I got it. And it's like, damn, I got broken down. So, but like I said, it was all a learning experience. And then, like I said, I took the time off, the 6 months. I was unemployed and staying in the office. It was just like, it was humbling because I think at the beginning I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bounce back. It didn't really affect me until it really hit me. And then I was like, and you already know.
Into a dark place, dark place.
Cause you would be like, oh man, I didn't even know you was here.
In the dark.
Just in the dark, quiet. I wasn't even like I wasn't watching TV. I may have my computer on doing research, but it's like, I just didn't make no noise. I was just quiet.
Like a cat, moving about like a cat.
Right. So, and plus, me being in somebody else's space is like, hey, I don't want to bother nobody. This is your spot. So it's just like, hey, I'm just here. So let me just get out the way. So I only came like, we would have our talks, whatever. I'll come out, you be in the kitchen, whatever. We'll have our talks. And then I'll be like, hey, I'm about to go run and get something to eat. And then I'll come right back to the room, cut the lights off, be out. Don't want to be bothered. Don't want to bother nobody. So, but that time gave me time to reflect like, okay, moving forward, let me focus on value, security, and fulfillment. That's going to be the central point or the focal point moving forward. And then we're going to get more clear with the goals and then take my time with building up. So since then, I've like I said, I've built myself back up. I'm back in a property manager position. I'm making more money, but at this point in time, it's taking my time. And then like with the relationship part, I'm single, but at the same time, I'm careful with like, oh, let me just jump in this relationship. Boy, I want to understand these women, blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, I'll just understand from afar. And then, I mean, I ain't gonna say afar, but I'll gain what I need to gain. Excuse me. I'll gain what I need to gain. And then, we'll work on and build on that, as time goes on. So that's not a focal point right now. Why are you looking like that?
Because I'm going back to the last episode or 2 or 3.
Oh,
I'm like, didn't we just talk
love and relationships?
Come on, man.
I mean, like, hey, I got 1 foot in.
That's clear. And 1 foot out.
But again, when you start talking about relationships and bringing someone else's energy into your space, you have to know how to handle that energy, because that's as I always put it, now somebody can check me on this, this is just my theory. When you bring someone into your life in regards to making that commitment, when you commit, energies intertwine, and their energy is now intertwined with your energy, their energy entwined with yours intertwined with theirs, and that's different energies, and you have to know how to maneuver and handle and respond to and give, be there. You have to, be able to give them what they need, know how to handle parts. And these are aspects of yourself.
Making it harder than it really is.
These are aspects of yourself. This is a mirror image of yourself, of things you need to work on. So again, you are bringing that into your life, and it's like, okay, am I ready to handle all of that at this point in time?
Look, it's as simple as be yourself. Okay.
Yeah, you can be yourself, but when you get hit with one of these, with one of those,
when you grounded and rooted in yourself and in your truth and your values, your security. What was the other deal you said?
Fulfillment.
When you rooted in that, you're going to attract the person that's going to be in alignment with that anyway. So you don't have to handle their energy. I'm just saying. That sound. You still have to deal with the things that are suppressed. You still have to deal with your darks, your shadow self. People talk about shadow work. That is an aspect of it. Things that you have suppressed and things that you thought you forgot about, things that are that you need to work on, that you need to work on, but you don't want to work on. All that stuff comes up when you jump into a different, not just necessarily relationships, whether it be a job, whether it be business ventures, whether it be, partnerships in regards to like business, creativity, or whatever the case may be, dealing with your children. All of these things are coming up for you to deal with. So that's you already know. We can simplify it and say that I can go on the deep end and be super analytical, but at the same time, we can meet in the middle and say, hey, these are things that come up that you need to deal with. And it's like, at this point in time, I don't want to deal with that right now. That's clear. I'm like, because you give an excuse after excuse after excuse.
But I be holding it down at the job, though.
Excuses don't get results, my friend.
I be holding it down at the job.
What they got to do
being a manager, being a leader, and what I have to deal with at the type of properties that I manage, that comes with a great deal of pressure, dealing with personalities, dealing with residents, and dealing with all other aspects that come with that. On top of running this network, I Love Sex Network, with these podcasts, being a leader in that regards. So again, it's like, me and my son is 18, making sure he's straight, helping him to navigate these waters. So I have women friends. I have great women friends. But it's like, okay, are you ready to make that commitment? I'm working on it.
Okay.
Whatever.
Look, I'm not going to argue with you about your limitations.
I see you throwing little subtle shots there.
Not a shot.
It's subtle. I peep it. I'm trained. And peeping. I'm trained with the T. I'm trained in peeping the subtleties of life. I see what you just did there.
Okay.
It's cool though. I'll make it there one day. Soon. We'll say soon. So with my intention, after my grandmother passed, newfound energy came. What is sneezing?
I'm like, dude.
Who are you blaming?
Do you have a black box of Kleenex over there? Did you get tested this week?
No. I just started coughing. Probably because it's too hot in here. I got the heater on. But newfound
indecision.
Newfound energy coursed through me after my grandmother transitioned. And I have this down. I'll just read a couple of them off that is helping to fuel and motivate for my intentions. So, seeing and experiencing the appreciating value of my abilities, my mind power, discipline, skill set, creativity, and expression. Experiencing more of a life of leisure, traveling, collaborating, creating, investing in myself, others, and nurturing myself. Bonding more with my son and assisting him with investing in himself and his dreams. helping my parents, brother, and aunts financially so that they can relax and focus on their happiness, helping others by investing in their dreams and showing them how to invest in themselves. So these are, and there's several other ones that are on the list, but this is what flowed through me after my grandmother passed. And I felt the need to level up. I felt charged up. I felt like I needed something more powerful to push me forward, because after she passed, that was definitely a blow. You know, I actually got super emotional after she passed. So it was like, okay, cool. This is the driving force that's going to drive the theme as well as the goals. Now, with my goals, my goals are actually more intention based now. They're not specific or tangible, although I have specifics and tangible things in mind. Like, for instance, which I just marked off my list. We just got approved for the new apartment. Instead of saying, "Oh, I want a new apartment, a luxury apartment," I pretty much said, "Hey, living in a space that has a high vibration inside my home, within the community, and around the community." And then moving into an upscale luxury apartment with a great view, meeting new people with a high vibration and purpose. So that was an intention, but I knew I wanted an apartment with a great view, luxury, more upscale. So I pretty much created around that the intention, like what do I want from that, opposed to what do I want. But I still had the tangible thing in mind. Did that make sense?
Yes.
So that's just to give an example in regards to that. Now, do you want to go ahead and want me to go in and get into the how it's showing up and how am I aligning, or do you want to go and give your
Now I could
theme,
give mine.
give your theme and focus? All right.
So my theme for 2022 is love, um, loving freely, giving and receiving love, um, trusting, loving without condition, prejudice, discrimination. Um, the idea came to me because I ended up getting a new car at the end of last year, unexpectedly. And as I drove the car around, I was like, oh man, it has these features and just had all the bells and whistles. And I really just was loving it more and more. And the more I loved it, I was like, I don't remember the last time I've loved something, so like with excitement and um, joy. And so it made me start thinking about like this year, um, living from that place of joy, wanting to love freely. Because another deal I realized last year was that not only is it safe for me to love, um, it's safe for me to be loved and receive love and not feel like somebody's going to take advantage of me. Like, I know I was withholding before. I wasn't necessarily trusting that I was safe, even though I knew like things looked like I was safe, but waiting for that shoe to drop kind of mentality. So it was like once I processed all of that, it was like, well, I want to love more freely. I want to love, like I know there was things I used to do in the past where I did it just because I wanted to do it. I wasn't worried about whether I was going to get something in return or seeking some specific outcome. I just did it because I wanted to do it. And at some point, I stopped doing that. And I'm not sure when or why, and I don't care. I just, now that I know, I'm ready to live full out, freely, lovingly, um, whether it's in my relationships. I want to love my work on a deeper level. I want to love um, romantically on a deeper level. I want to love um, giving in regards to like volunteering more and just the different ways that I show up in life, because I wear many hats. And so that's my theme for the year. Because when I think about love, I think about the sun shining on everybody without any judgment, prejudice, or condition. I think about the moon showing up in all of its phases. Regardless, it shows up anyway, and it still affects the ocean just the same. Um, and us, because we're made of water. I think about like flowers blooming in the springtime. They just keep doing what they do. Nature keeps doing what it does. And I want to be able to be a part of life that same way. If God is expressing in, as in through me, just like a rose or a plant or a tree or an insect, I want to be that same fullness of expression of love, that self-givingness of life. Um, and so to talk about my intentions in regard to loving this year, I want clarity in the vision of my ministry. I want clarity in the vision of my life for the next 5 to 10 years. And then I want to experience a greater level of health, which health I feel is linked directly to the flow of love through me. As when I think about the flow of life, if life is giving of itself to itself, if I decide for whatever reason to have a condition or a judgment or a prejudice or whatever, discriminating and saying, hey, I'm not going to give for whatever reason, then I'm stopping that flow. And so I've had some experiences over the last couple of years that have really opened my eyes to how I was stagnant in that flow. And so I'm just releasing all of that and allowing myself to be a free, full, empty channel of the divine, of love, of joy, of peace, of all that goodness. All that goodness. I'm a channel for good. Um, and then my ministry, whatever my ministry is going to look like, I know that that's directly linked because I'm here to do something big. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I have an idea, but I know that that's linked to me being a clear channel, a transparent channel of that love and that good. And then my life, I'm on my another 7-year cycle and I'm just turning it up. I'm like, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. It's on.
Okay.
I'm excited because I like the next. So 7 years, I'll be 49. So that's why I said 5 to 10 years, because yeah, there's some good stuff coming down
Okay.
or coming up, coming down, coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm on the tail end of the 5th cycle, going into the 6th. Well, it's going to be a couple years.
The sixth cycle of what?
A 7-year period. You're in the 6th stage. I'm going into the 6th stage.
No, I'm in 7. No,
You're in
no.
the 6th stage. You hit 7. You'll
Wait,
hit
I'm
7
like,
when
give
you
me a
hit.
second. 42, you're right.
I know my math good.
I don't.
I know my math good. I
That's
like, I
not my
know.
thing. Good. That is not my thing. Okay. That's what I was like, what is he talking about? Okay,
Like,
you
it's like,
going into the 6? Is that what you said?
yeah, I'm in the tail end of the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because 35 when that was my last one. I did my birthday concert that year.
Okay.
And shortly after that concert, that's when I decided to do ministerial school.
Okay. So you didn't. So this is the where you're at now of the momentum that was built at 35 after your concert.
Right.
Gotcha.
I'm almost done with that whatever started in that one, I'm almost done with it in this one.
Gotcha.
Like I'm like halfway through school. I'll be done in another 1.5 to 2 years.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Consistency.
Word.
Seeing things through. Yeah, pat yourself up. Go ahead. So yeah, go ahead and get your flowers. Get your flowers.
Word.
So go ahead and say what?
I was like, was that it? Am I supposed to do something else?
Well, I was gonna say, how are things showing up? Now that'll be a good segue, like being that 35, you started, you pretty much planted the seed as to like, hey, this is what I want to do moving forward in regards to ministerial school. So how are things showing up now in regards to the love, health, and then the vision for your ministerial, your vision for being a minister?
So, it's interesting because around that time too, I was really getting clear on being a spiritual coach.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm actually like working as a spiritual coach and building, my clientele base. But as far as ministry, I'm learning so much, and not just about ministry, but I'm learning about myself and about life, how to interact and relate to people.
Mm-hmm.
In regard to the theme, love, like I've been working with a new affirmation, and I started the affirmation because I was seeking to really key in on the health issues that I've been dealing with. And as I did the affirmation, I noticed I was nicer. That it was just shifting my consciousness. Like I'm a nicer driver, I'm nicer at work, I'm nicer when I interact with people. I think twice before I speak. Like there are times where I'm quick to make a smart comment. I don't always say it now. I think, is this going to make the situation better or benefit them by saying this? And if not, then, I may not say it. I've noticed I've been a lot nicer. Did I say insects? Like when I see insects, I don't necessarily feel obligated. I don't feel obligated to kill it. Like I figure out either a way to get it out or to just let it live and go on its way, depending on where I am. So I've noticed that since I've been working on this, for myself and releasing what I don't like behaviors and thoughts and beliefs and stuff, I've had suitors approach me. And that's been cool to watch. And I've been allowing them, like when they say stuff, meaningful stuff, or they're expressing their feelings to me, I let them talk now. I just listen and receive it versus being quick to, change the subject or feel uncomfortable or be like, no, don't worry about it. No, I can't. Like, I let it be and accept it because, that's a part of the being in the flow, the ebb and flow, giving and receiving. Yeah, I think, yes. So that's how it's showing up. But just noticing how different I am as far as interacting and how I'm showing up and everything.
Okay. Now, how have you aligned to begin to receive? Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly.
That's right.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
aligned.
Yes. How are you aligning to receive the things that you just mentioned? Or how did you align yourself to begin to receive what you have been experiencing?
Well, it's an ongoing process. So, I mean, starting out, I knew I needed to release. I did my burning bowl ceremony that I do, at the end of the year, beginning of the year. I did a full moon release ceremony also because there was a full moon around the new year. And so I just released a lot of stuff. I knew I needed to release, past relationships, past lovers, past behaviors, thoughts, beliefs, all of that stuff. So I literally sat down and I just wrote it all down and I burned it. I love fire. So I burned it and let it go. And then
What was that? You're Sagittarius. What's that? That's a water sign, right?
no, fire
It's a
sign.
fire. I thought
Yeah.
Scorpio was fire. Water was Sagittarius.
Scorpio is water.
Oh, okay. I got them flipped.
Scorpio is water.
Oh, no wonder you
Which
like
one
fire.
are you? Because you're on the cusp, right?
I'm both.
Oh, that's okay. That makes sense.
What's that? I feel attacked. What's going on?
It's not. I don't mean to attack you. I apologize. Let me back up. I apologize.
No, you ain't gotta apologize.
So because water and fire, like the fire boils the water.
Mm-hmm.
So that, yeah. Remember how we talked about how I felt like you was pushing my buttons on purpose? Yeah, that's that water, that burning.
I'm more so Sagittarius though.
I could see that. But anyway, I knew I needed to release. That's one, because when you release stuff, that frees up space and energy, and the universe abhors a vacuum and it sucks in the stuff that you've asked for. So one of the things that I've been also paying attention to is integrity, being in integrity, doing what I said I was going to do, or if I made a commitment to somebody, keeping that commitment. And if I'm not in alignment or in integrity, then I need to get it right. Or because what happens is my energy's off because I'm feeling guilty or shame or embarrassment or whatever, because I didn't keep my word.
Right.
The other deal is just noticing beliefs and being aware of my consciousness. Recently, I was talking with a mentor this past week, and I was just sharing with him some of the stuff that I've been dealing with in regards to relationship. I was like, I've manifested this over here in work. I've manifested this over here in a place to live. But for whatever reason, the relationship, I need some help. It's not panning out or whatever. And so he was like, it sounds like a pattern. And I was like, yeah, and I'm the common denominator. And he started laughing and he said, well, that was my next question or whatever. And he said, it sounds like it's a belief there. And so after really contemplating it, because I was like, well, what's the belief? I had made the comment to him about, I was already struggling, getting into a relationship. And here it is, I'm in ministerial school. What am I going to do once I'm a minister? If I'm having trouble now, nobody wants to marry a minister. And so, right, that's crazy, right?
Like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this wall up.
Right. Pump the brakes. So,
you might be looking at me in a whole different light.
What?
You might be looking at me in a whole different light because you look at ministers as up here. Some people put ministers on a pedestal. So it's like, I can't do bad. I can't do certain things. I gotta stay pure. So.
Well, see, I wasn't even there. I had gone back to the default from childhood, growing up, because I felt like I had this calling to be a minister since I was a kid, but I didn't want to be a minister. 1, 2, I didn't want to marry a minister. And I remember feeling like ministers were targeting me or looking at me like, they wanted to choose me. And it was like, no, I don't want to be a pastor's wife. I don't want to be a preacher's wife, because my mom was a preacher's wife. My dad was a preacher. My grandfather was a preacher. Like, I saw a lot growing up. And so in my head, no, I don't want to be a part of it. And so I realized, I was like, oh, I've got to change that about, like, because here it is. I'm going to be a minister, right? I'm going to school to be a minister. So I've got to change my idea of not wanting to be married to a minister, because I am a minister. And the idea
Marry
that
yourself.
it's not,
Got to marry yourself now.
marry myself, one, and then two, that ministers are not bad, because the whole idea that I didn't want to be married to a minister is because of judgments of ministers from childhood, like the stuff that I saw. And so it was like, once I had that clarity, it was like, oh, okay. And I just let it go. It's like, okay, ministers aren't bad. I'm not bad. I'm going to be a minister, or I am a minister now, and somebody's going to want to be with me. And I kid you not, somebody sent me an email on one of the mindful dating sites. And I was like, that was easy. Now, mind you, people typically don't send me emails on that dating site. This is like a mindfulness type, spirituality type website versus the typical dating or whatever.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I found that pretty interesting. But yeah, just paying attention to whatever beliefs that are not serving me, and letting them go, and not judging myself for having it, and not even necessarily trying to process, like going through the trouble of trying to figure out, well, where did that belief come, or how did that start, and all, like, none of that even matters. It's like, oh, you know what? I need to change that. Okay, I'm gonna change it. What can I change it to? And then keep it moving.
I got a question for you. Just like you had a question for me, I got a question for you.
Okay.
So, being that you are grounded in yourself and your what you're wanting, what if a minister steps into the mix and say, beautiful woman from heaven, godly, let's make this happen?
I have a question. Can I have a qualifying question, please?
He doesn't necessarily have to say that.
Well, no. What kind of minister?
I mean, he's a minister.
Because I'm going for Science of Mind minister versus Christian or Minister Louis Farrakhan. What's that? Nation of Islam. Like, is there, like, does it matter? Like,
That's you. Does it matter? Does it matter?
That's a good question. I'm not clear on that. I'll just say that I'm not. I'm open to a minister. I definitely am open to a minister.
Okay.
I'm clear on that.
Just want to see if you work through what you had just said. I ain't trying to be with no minister.
I'm clear on it being a minister. I would just be concerned, or I would want to know what they believe. I'll put it that way.
You don't want like a clash of the minds,
right?
Or
I don't want
beliefs and ideologies, right?
Right. As long as he's open and I'm open, I feel like it can work. But if there's a clash, I just don't. I don't need that kind of stress in my life at this point. It's unnecessary stress. That's the way I see it. So,
you know what that sounds like?
What?
The mixing of the energies. I don't have time.
Wait. No, that's not the same.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you. I was going to say thank you. You brought it back around full circle. You brought it back around full circle.
No.
I don't got time for the clash.
Naki, that's not the same. Listen. It's not that. No. There's a difference between I don't have time. Listen, there's a difference between I don't have time and it's unnecessary. There's a difference. What is that?
Keep digging.
There is a difference between the two.
Yeah, at the surface, at the core, it's the same.
No, tell me how.
The clashing of the energies is like, hey, when you come together with someone and make that commitment, the energies intertwine, and there are clashes with the energies that intertwine.
Why would I come together and commit with somebody that is clearly gonna clash? I didn't tell you to go clash with somebody on purpose in love. That's not what I said.
But I said, I'm going to take my time. Thank you.
That's not comparing apples to apples. That's apples and oranges, friend. That's apples and oranges.
I get what you're saying.
Did I answer the question? Yes, I did. Let's move on, mister.
Okay. How are things showing up on my end? And how am I aligning to receive that?
Wait. I forgot. I'm sorry. I apologize. I forgot one thing.
Mhm.
Two things, actually. Forgiving and taking action. Because I have integrity, releasing people and things, and then forgiving and taking action. It's very important to forgive self and other people, and then taking action. Because the thing is, if I've set an intention for something, for example, I want to be in a relationship. When that guy messaged me on that dating site, if I didn't respond, then like, what's the point? Like, I'm not following through on what I said I wanted. I guess does that make sense?
Right.
So yeah,
Cancel
now
it
I'm
out.
done.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
universe is like, I gave you what you asked for, and you turned it away. So cancels it out. So how are things showing up on my end in regards to value, security, and fulfillment? So I'm just gonna run down this list. So I too got a new car on my birthday. How everything transpired with that. It was like I said, wasn't that I was asking for it. Now, actually, I did write it for some reason on my most wanted list early 2021. I just like new car, just to put it on there. I wasn't like serious. It was just like, oh, new car, because my car was almost paid off, and it was like we're going into like the 7th year of having it. So it was just like, oh, new car, da da da. So how things transpired with that, it was just like, okay, cool, got a new car. So the apartment I just talked about, that materialized. A job opportunity with more ease, more flexibility, more peace, and more pay. The opportunity came about out of the blue. I wasn't actively looking for a job. So I had a sister call me out of the blue about a month ago with a position. And I was like, okay. At first I was like, yeah, I'm working right now, da da da. Then when she started to break it down, like the day to day, the responsibilities and all that, and I'm like, oh, this aligns with that. So yeah, I would be interested, So I sent my resume to her manager. So stay tuned in regards to that. So I'm still waiting in regards to that. Now, the health coach, this has been on my list for like 4 or 5 years, like having a nutritionist and a dietitian and all of that. And that materialized out of the blue as well, just talking to one of my homies, and known this brother for like 20 years. And then he's been with his lady for probably about 6 or 7 years now. And she's has a master's degree in nutrition and all that. And she's a coach. She's a health coach. Now, I've never like talked to him about her. Like, what is she like? All I knew is like, she's a chef. Her main job is a chef. She does that on the side as the health coach. So, but I never like questioned. I never like da-da-da. So me and him were talking like about 2 months ago, and he was like, yeah, my lady, she's a health coach and da-da-da. I'm like, what? Like, out of all these years. I'm like, hey, I would like to speak to her because I'm actually looking to get a health coach. So made that happen. And now she's my health coach for the past month. She's been my health coach. So, we've taken action and moving into that. And then now, being that we're moving into this new apartment, I have to downsize. I have to get rid of my dining room set in my living room, which, I'm like, okay, cool, because this opens the door to rearrange, because you've been over here. So you see, what my living room looks like with this setup. And then I have my couch and my love seat over here. But giving that up, now I'm like, okay, well, let me turn my living room into a full studio, to where moving forward, coming soon, I'll have a second setup. So I'll have like 2 accent chairs with some decor on the wall with some lighting effects, whatever. So that opens the door for the new studio, because in the future, I want to have like my own, renting out a space to have a studio opposed to everyone coming to my house. So that's certain things that are have been showing up in regards to me creating this new list of the themes, the intentions, and the goals and things of that nature. Now, how I've been aligning to receive these things. So I have been taking different routes and opening up more, being more aware, just like I said, with the sister coming out of the blue with the job opportunity. I immediately, being that I'm very clear and I know what's on my list, it's not just something I just throw out there. It's like, oh yeah, I want this, and then forget about it. It's like, being that I'm super aware, I can say, okay, this connects to this aligns with that. So let me go ahead and jump on that, because that's fulfilling based on what you were just saying. It adds to what you were saying, or is what you just said, in regards to taking the action when you see it, opposed to, oh, no, I don't want that, but you just asked for it. So being aware and identifying and seeing it, and jumping on the opportunities, and then also trusting my self intuition, my heart, more than analyzing and becoming stagnant. So that's something that I'm still working on, especially with shifting into getting into the digital space, getting into like the crypto, the blockchain, the metaverse, and all that. And then also getting away from the 9 to 5, and being self-sufficient, being an entrepreneur, and depending on my value, going back to the theme, depending on my value, and being secure within myself to create the fulfillment that I want to monetize and earn a decent living off of creating, and as well as investing, jumping into the investor role. So those are some things that how I'm aligning to receive the new things that I'm wanting to materialize in my life. So I'll end it on that note. So we can segue, or segue as I call it, into segment 2, going beyond self, and setting New Year's resolutions versus intention. So we just gave you a rundown of our themes and intentions and what we focus on. But we see, like, when we go into the New Year's, we just moved into 2022. A lot of people are still in the mindset of just setting New Year resolutions, and then letting that be the driving force for that year, which, as we've seen time and time again, the new year, new me mindset. We wait until the end of the year, like, hey, I need to lose weight. Everybody's either like, I'm gonna change the way I eat, I'm gonna go to the gym, and what is the other thing? I'm gonna get rid of the haters. I'm gonna get rid of the haters. I'm gonna leave the low vibrational energy. I'm gonna leave the negative energy behind, and I'm gonna walk into
Well, I
positivity.
ain't gonna mess with them. I'm trying to think. Scrubs. I'm thinking about what's the song?
TLC, Scrubs. Oh, that's now you just got on me about dabbing.
My bad.
So we're showing our age. We're out of tune with the youth. So most people are still operating in that frame of mind, following memes, inspirational quotes, videos, which, I have nothing against it, not speaking down to it. But when it's just that's motivating you, and you're not setting, number one, you're not getting clear with what you want, because again, every year, change the way I eat, go to the gym, leave the scrubs behind. We're going to walk into the new year positively. Like, we've been saying that, or people have been saying that since pretty much as far back as they can remember. And it's like, has anything changed in your life? Because you're saying the same thing every year. I see the post. So it's like, okay, we should be past the gym. We should already be fit. We should be eating a more lively, have a more lively intake in regards to what you eat. So it should be more so going into I ain't even gonna get into the pandemic, because that's a reflection of what we're eating and what we're taking in and what we're doing. But we should be past that. We should be fit, eating healthy, around positive, high vibrational people to lift us up in all aspects of life. But it takes me back. Well, I have to sit back and look at it and say, okay, so it's just now it's been a cliche. It's a cliche at the end of the day. So it sounds good. It feels good. But are people putting in the work to make the change? Now, they may put in the work for the first 2 or 3 weeks of the new year, then they go back to the same habits. So what is the disconnect? Why are people falling off every year, 2-3 weeks in, and going back to the habits?
Well, the difference, like intentions are more so about mindset versus resolutions. That's more goal oriented. It's more goal based. So it's like when you set an intention, you're setting the intent to change your mind, your consciousness around whatever that intention is. I guess, does that make sense?
Yeah. You said, say that last part one more time. You set the intent.
You know, you got to be paying attention when I say stuff now.
Are you paying attention?
Yes. Yes, but here's the deal. If it's coming through me and out, that's what's happening, and it's out and it's gone.
So you're not paying attention.
It ain't about me paying attention. It's like, it's not me talking.
Okay, I got you. I just wanted to make sure I just wanted to make. I thought I heard something.
Let me say it again.
Okay, go ahead.
Say it again.
Go ahead, sister.
Intention is about a mindset, changing the mindset, versus resolutions are more goal-based. So when we set our intentions, whatever it is that the intention is, like, for example, mine is clarity of the vision of my ministry. I'm having to be mindful of whatever the past consciousness was around that and my mindset around ministry, and allowing it to be different. I'm shifting my mindset around it. Like growing up, I know what ministry looked like as a Christian in the Baptist church. I have no intent for that to be my ministry. So I'm having to be open, curious, creative. Those are the main things that came to me. But playful and allowing this new vision to emerge. Because again, for years I was like, nope, not me, not interested. And here it is, I'm doing it. And so it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to do it, it needs to be something I can stand behind and be okay with. Because again, I have to be in alignment with it. I'm not going to make it if I'm not in alignment with it. I'm not going to make it if, how can I put it? If I still feel the same way that I felt back then. If I'm still moving through ministry, feeling the way that I felt as a kid, even if I graduate, it ain't going to be right. So that's what I mean by a change in mindset, because I could set the goal to graduate. Anybody can graduate. But to have a fully thriving, successful ministry that feeds people's souls and spirits, that's different.
Indeed. Thank you, sir. Sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
you, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm a man now because I come around. Never mind, I got on these big hoops, and I even got on makeup today. I even have on makeup today.
Thank you, ma'am. My apologies.
That's messed up. You ain't got no button for that over there?
Well, I did that to Angel's mom's daughter, because I'm used to saying, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Like my brother is usually on the shows like, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So I'm used to saying, thank you, sir. So it's just, so that like I said, no, I'm just saying it slipped out, like it slipped out with Angel's mom's daughter. She said, she was like, oh, congratulations. I was like, thank you, sir. I'm like, oh, sorry. Because I'm used to saying
He should have kicked you in your shin.
that. So my apologies. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You know what? I forgive you. I forgot. That's on my list. Forgiveness. I forgive you.
See how things come about. Things come about to test you, to be able to see if you're in alignment.
I'm paying attention.
Boom. So setting intentions, thank you for that clarity. So setting intentions are what drive the goals. So there's a difference between just talking about it, setting intentions, and then being, or taking these steps and then being about it. Difference.
Say that again. Setting intentions.
It's just flowing through me.
Okay.
It's flowing through me.
You just gonna, all right.
I got it. I'm gonna re-say it. So there's a difference between just talking about it, just talking about it,
and being about it.
Well, taking the steps and then being about it, because you can't be unless you don't do. There's a difference between doing and being. You can't be it if you ain't did it.
Give me a second to process that.
All right.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so I can talk about it like, hey, I want to get in shape. I want to be fit. I can't be fit unless I take the action to be fit. So I can't be it unless I do it.
I get that. I understand that. And at the same time, though, what's coming to mind is, what is the phrase where, you know, how people say, I have to see it to believe it. Whereas Wayne Dyer was like, you need to believe it to see it. Like you've got to have the faith first that it's already done in order to see it. And so if I'm being it and living from a place of somebody that's fit, that's going to lead me to exercise. I guess, does that make sense?
Yeah, you're drawing motivation from a different source than just your intentions.
Well, you're drawing it from the place of being. If I'm a person that's fit, a person that's fit normally exercises. Right. They may run, they may go to the gym. And so I take action from that place, I guess. So that's why I was like, I'm not sure.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, because it's more so I'm already fit, and then you're pretty much moving forth in the action, and you already are that, opposed to, right? Because that's also ties into like when you set goals or outcomes in NLP. When you set outcomes, you already have it. You have to speak in the sense of, I'm already in this luxury apartment, not I want this luxury apartment as if it's out there and it's, you don't already have it. So it's already living in that, being it and believing it to, so the mind or the subconscious mind can draw it to you.
The evidence, right.
Right. So, okay, I get what you're saying. Okay. I'm trying to think.
To me, that's a better place to act from, because that's more in alignment when you're acting from a place of I'm already that. I am that I am, versus I'm going to the gym, you know, to get fit, even though, you know, I'm saying that I'm fit. I don't really necessarily believe it, but I'm a push myself and work. Like, I want to say Abraham Hicks talks about how there's not enough action to compensate for the leverage that we can use or have when we're in alignment, when we're in the flow. I guess, does that make sense?
Yes.
Like there's so much leveraging the universe. We don't have to work as hard. Because I know there have been times where I lost weight from meditating. I was not outside exercising,
right.
huh?
I was about to say, not outside exercising or changing your diet.
Right. I went through a phase where it was like, I need to meditate. Because I was dealing with anxiety. And so I focused on meditating. And in the process of me meditating, the weight started coming off. And so it's, again, it's relative. I had already set the intention, for losing weight, but I didn't know that it was going to come off by me meditating ultimately.
Gotcha.
It was more so me getting, what's the word? Balance, like releasing the stuff that was in the way, that was keeping the weight on, that was causing the anxiety, the stress in my body, and all of that stuff or whatever.
Interesting. The power of the mind. Understanding the science of the mind. Ashe. So yes, so intentions are what drive the goals. Also getting clear with what you desire. That's definitely key. I put having honest talks with yourself, asking if you want it, or did your parents or society want it for you, or did society create a mold your life for you based off of what you see on TV, movies, and things like that. So I know a lot of people who, as they get older and they've been on this job, they're trying to hold on to beliefs, positions, and things of that nature, and it's like they really didn't want it. But when they go back and start to do the pretty much getting clear and honest with themselves, it's like, oh, that's what my mom's wanted, that's what my pops wanted, that's what society as like melanated people, like we are put in certain positions to where it's like, oh, this is what we're supposed to be doing as a community, so it's like the image is already created for you. That's not your image per se. So getting clear with what you want and being honest with yourself to begin to craft the life that you want, opposed to being influenced by someone else. So we can, and also doing the work and taking action, as we've stated over and over again. So we can segue into segment 3, affairs with side spirits, rituals. What are rituals? Are they daily habits that will eventually become second nature?
Yes.
Daily habits and things, because that's necessarily a habit. Getting into the habit of doing something, and it becoming second nature. So that's my spin on what a ritual is, because some people might have the idea that you got to put the pentagram on the floor to summon some entities and have the candles lit, getting blood somewhere, and rituals. When folks start talking about rituals, some people go there in regards to like, hey man, we got to do this, we got to sacrifice, chickens and things like that. So it's like, it's not necessarily all of that. It could be simple as just, hey, waking up in the morning and meditating. That's a ritual. Just trying to get the stigma.
Just a series of actions performed according to whatever you decide it's going to be. Like some people, vacuuming can be a ritual, like a meditation. Washing dishes. Some people, like, they have certain things where it's like, oh, I love doing this. Folding laundry, like washing clothes. Like, it just depends. It could be anything.
Routines are rituals. Can be with rituals.
Indeed.
So I'll talk about some of the things that I do, and then you can close the show with your rituals.
Okay.
All right. So I've been dabbling more on the technological side, getting into the technology. How can I use technology to bring forth a more powerful effect? So what I mean by that, so one thing, I have the Oculus Quest 2, the virtual reality headset, and I've been experimenting with meditation using the Oculus Quest. We got a entity flying around in there?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you was like looking around like you felt some energy coming in? Just wanted to make sure you're safe.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, you all right?
No, I don't know. It was just like, I was trying to, because I was looking at this. It looked closer than it really is.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure, because, sometimes when you start speaking of certain things and then they start appearing, I'm like, hey, I know I just spoke on the rituals and, the pentagram and all that. I was like, hey, make sure you straight. So, okay. So, technology. So I have the virtual reality headset. So I've been experimenting with meditation, right? So of course I've done meditation by myself without the technology, school of metaphysics, getting clear concentration exercises to where I can sit in silence. So I know the power of doing it on my own. So with the headset, I can transport into a virtual space, a beach, a desert, um, in the jungle. I could pretty much anything. They have different environments that you can sit in. And it's 3D. You can turn around and you can see the full 3D with the music alongside the guided meditation, the voice guiding you through a meditation. So I've been experimenting with that on that end. And I think I mentioned it on I forgot what show I mentioned it on, but I actually did some mental work. There's another program that I use with the VR headset called Noda. It's a mind mapping app. 3D, pick a space you want to be in, and I can do like mind mapping, like, you know, put the sphere here. This is what the focus, the central focus is, and then put the branches out. You know, it's like, okay, this connects to this, and then what connects to this over here, that type of thing. So I experimented with that with the meditation, and right before I got my car, so I took images from the internet while in Noda, had the pictures of the black on black Honda Civic that I got, played with that, had some words around it, yada yada yada, did the meditation to get in alignment, and then boom, car on my birthday. It arrived on my birthday. So the timing. So stuff like that. So I experiment with technology, also with apps on my phone, like doing digital vision boards instead of getting magazines and cutting out pictures, trying to find the pictures. It's like, hey, let me just pull this picture from Pinterest. Let me just pull this picture from Google Images, and then just put it on this digital surface, and then boom, you get it done faster, more convenient for me. So that helps with the visualization. Um, the most wanted list that I spoke on earlier. So, School of Metaphysics, they had you do a 10 most wanted list. What is your desire? What is your purpose? Why do you want what you desire? And then you create your goals or your 10 most wanted list. So, I'm still practicing that. That's a ritual for me. But it's not a 10 most wanted list. It's just a list of things where I have my theme at the top that I repeat. Now I've turned it into an affirmation. So I've been saying it over and over for the past 4 or 5 years. Number one. Number two, under that is the intentions or the vision. Some of the ones that I named off at the beginning in the segment one, that drive and fuel the theme, as well as fuel the goals. And then underneath that, I have all of my goals slash which, like I said, are more so intention based. So the list is to keep everything organized. I refer back to it. I read it, not daily, but probably like 2 to 3 times a week. I'll go back and I'm looking at it. And then that's what keeps me aware as to, like, if I see an opportunity, I see what it connects to, I move on it. So, and then I know you and I share this with the gratitude. I know you do a gratitude journal. I've done it. I haven't been as consistent with it, just naming things that I'm grateful for each day. And at one point I was doing, like, each day I'll write 5 to 10. And then when I go to do the next day, I'll go reread all the ones that I've done the previous days. And then I write the next 5 to 10. So that amps up the emotions to, pretty much with anything that you're doing, or just being, it puts you in a state of being grateful, being thankful, and then you have receipts as to what you're thankful for. So you're communicating that to the universe, to your subconscious mind, and, just playing around with that. So I'll leave it at that. So you can go into your rituals and the things that you do.
Okay. So the first one is, as far as the new year, I love the burning bowl ritual, where you're pretty much burning whatever you're releasing from the previous year, and setting the intention for the new year. I have down either new moon or a full moon ritual, which the full moon I talked about earlier. New moon ritual, same thing. You can pretty much write down, what your intention is. The full moon is more so dealing with releasing, whereas the new moon is dealing with creating something new. So it's more so being in alignment with that. With the full moon, you can also still set intentions, but you want to more so focus on what you're releasing in order to free up the energy of what you want to create, what you want to manifest. Um, I do the gratitude journal, like you said, but in addition to the gratitude, I do a stream of consciousness of what I want. I want dot dot dot. Like I want a new car. I want um a greater level of health. I want to be in a relationship. I want to meet David Banner. You remember that?
Yeah.
I did it. I
You
did
did
it.
it.
I manifested it. So I would write whatever it is that I want. And then once I'm done, I'll write in gratitude the stuff that I already have that I know I can feel grateful and thankful for. And once I know that I really have that in my body vibrationally, then I write in gratitude for the stuff that I put on the list that I want. I
Mhm.
write it as if I already have it. Um, so, for example, when I did the David Banner, I put, I want to meet David Banner. I would love to have a conversation with him and whatever else I put on there. Then in my gratitude journal, I started out with what I was grateful for that I truly already had. And then I put, I'm grateful for meeting David Banner. I'm grateful for giving him a hug or whatever it was. And so, because if I'm already in the vibrational frequency of I have this, me being grateful for the stuff that I want, it makes it come that fast. It closes the gap, the time gap,
Mhm.
and makes it happen faster or whatever. So um, I think when I originally wrote it down was like the fall, like October, November, and like within a week or two, I saw on my timeline on Facebook of somebody posted a flyer that he was going to be here in town in that following February.
Mhm.
And so, which I had to take action. I needed to buy a ticket to go.
No question.
And not just a ticket to go to be there, the ticket that actually would put me in the room with him to like the VIP. I had to
Right.
pay for a VIP to be able to meet him and take a picture with him and all of that stuff or whatever. So, um, did you mention the three blessings? I don't remember you mentioning the three blessings.
Oh yeah, the three blessings. I'll go ahead and run through that.
And then we didn't talk about like what we're leaving behind in 2021 and taking into 2022.
Haters.
Look, I'm all love, okay? I don't know about you, but I'm all love. It's all love over here, babe. All love.
So yeah, the three blessings. Shout out to my health coach, Erin. She sent me a PDF with some because it's not just about what I eat, but she's also focuses on the mental and the mental as well, like mental health as well. So it's like that's right up my alley. So I'm more so looking for like, hey, I need to change what I take in and live a healthier lifestyle. Not that I eat at McDowell's. So I want to eat the foods that are right for me, so where I can feel more energy, have more energy, and be more vibrant. So, so the three blessings. It says before you go to bed, write down three good things that happened during the day. Number two, then write down why each of them happened. Number three, think about the impact these positive events had on your day. How would your day have gone if they didn't happen? Number four, identify three strategies for continuing to live in a state of thankfulness, manifesting more positivity. Number five, write down each time something good happens or actions you take to make a bad situation good. Now, I actually did that a week or 2 weeks ago. I just did it like one time for a situation that happened the day prior. And it actually shifted my perspective. So I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even look at it that way. So these exercises definitely helps you to actually write it down and give thought and attention to these things, opposed to just, I'm just going to think positive. If I just say this affirmation, I'm going to make it sound good. But what are you doing to actually dig deeper? And what are you doing to shift and adjust and to adjust to this new life that you claim that you want? So I'll leave it on that note. So anything that you want to, oh yeah, you said, what are we leaving behind in 2021 and taking into 2022? For me, I'll say, just like I said, that fear, that'll be the only thing. Like I said, trusting myself, intuition and heart more than analyzing and becoming more stagnant, getting out of my head more, and, you know, connecting more with my heart and my intuition and my with myself overall, like trusting myself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, leaving the analytical, super analytical mind behind and moving forward with the trusting myself.
It's gonna be an interesting year.
I'm gonna be
Huh?
bringing in millions of dollars by the end of the year. Watch me.
Okay. Your prayer is my prayer too, brother.
Yeah, you're gonna get taken care of. I got you. We
Right?
homies. We good. We good.
Remember that now.
I ain't gonna forget. I ain't that type of brother.
I ain't gonna let you forget.
Naki, I know you in there. Naki, I know you ain't moved. Your car outside.
Look, I ain't gonna have to knock. I'm gonna have a key.
Make sure, because you ain't leaving town. Angel, I need a key. I need a key from you too.
I'm gonna have a key to the apartment and the car.
Angel, what's your number? Angel, what's your phone number?
Be sitting in the back seat when you get in the car.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm about to.
Where we going?
Hey, why you got all these bags in the car? What you must have came up on some bread.
You trying to leave me? It ain't time to go.
Right. I need your mama number and her address. Cherry Moon, where your son? When the last time you talked to your son?
And you know she like me. So yeah. She gonna tell me.
Right.
Let's see, what am I leaving behind? So this goes with my theme. I'm leaving behind opinions, judgments, and the need to punish people or myself. Because when I notice when I have an opinion, I make something right or wrong, good or bad, and or I go into a story about whatever, and that gets in the way of love. That stops that flow of love. So leaving behind opinions, judgment, and the need to punish. And in 2022, I'm taking a new level of faith, stepping into what Science of Mind talks about, the faith of God. That's like, for me, that's like saying, like we have the law of gravity or the law of circulation, like all the things that makes God, God, or life, source energy. So like, cause I know growing up, I would hear faith in God, that's faith in something. And it's like, well, no, if I know that I don't have to think about my next breath, like I trust my next breath, that's the faith of God for me, because I know that I'm supported by this universe. I'm supported, like I could get up from this chair and not be concerned about floating away because of the law of gravity. So just having a deeper faith in that expression of God as me, love as me. So yeah.
All right. Ashe.
Ashe, and so it is.
Go ahead. Get it. Get it. I was just thinking, I was like, don't let me turn into Luke. Don't let me turn into Uncle Luke. Get it. Get it. Shake, shake, shake. Go, 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 go.
I'm tired.
Hey man, again, you can't be up here showing our age.
Well, no, it's the combination of laughing, like my muscles, like from the laughing, and then
I thought you said you were just tired. I thought you just said you were just tired just for doing them couple of seconds of doing that. I'm like, come on now.
No. I've been laughing. I don't know about you. I've been over here laughing.
Yeah, I've been laughing
throughout the show.
So this concludes the show for the day. This is season 1, day number 9, entitled "What's the 411 with Intentions?" # What's your purpose? Also check out Space is a Place podcast, the only podcast to raise your vibration through alien art, simulated slang, and electric ego. Ashe. Where you can find us, as well as the Meme podcast, as well as the Wow podcast, as well as Sex with Anunnaki, all podcasts under the I Love Sex Network. So where you can find us, A New Day with ANU BEY. We have you can go to you can find us on you can find us on Facebook, IG, and YouTube at A New Day ANU BEY. That's ANEWANUBEY. You can also go to our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/A New Day ANU BEY, ANEWANUBEY. In closing, you weren't ready, weren't you? I'll go ahead and close it out.
Word.
Always create a new day with ANU BEY. Touche. And never lose faith, because what you say
matters.
There you go. Signing off. So I am Khem Anunnaki.
I am Lahoma JeFaye.
And we are ANU BEY.
Yo, it's ANU BEY, and it's the conscious way. Yo, it's ANU BEY. We've got the tools to free your mind. So come on, it's time to shine. Be ANU BEY. We've got the healing that you want. So come on, create your life with ANU